What is a good woman? Everyone probably has a different saying what a good woman is.
They scared to come outside. Tell them boys they better
I'm
pray.
just gonna say a few good women in my life, and I'm gonna start with my granny. My granny got she's not the easiest woman in the world, but she got a certain type of respect for herself. Like I ain't ever seen my grandma disrespect herself. My grandma and grandpa, they are definitely God sent for each other, because my grandma wouldn't disrespect her image in no one's eyes at all. Like, I haven't seen her go out and cheat on someone. I haven't seen her disrespect herself in a vile way, in public. Like, she carries herself with a different type of love. Like, you can honestly tell that my grandma loves herself. And that's one thing that some women and men don't even understand. Like, you can't love someone else unless you love yourself. And so basically, my grandma, my godmother, she got a in your face type of personality, but you can tell that she loves herself. So these women have taught me in ways that they don't even know that it's better to love you rather than love someone else. Like, you have to love you first. Like, they taught me to love other people, but first to love me. First, admire the person God created and love that person before I can love any soul. And so those two women brought out a light in me, because I didn't love myself once upon a time. So a good woman shows other people the good in them, shows them how to bring out the light, basically. A good woman is someone who grows over time. Like, she grows within herself over time. Like, she becomes that person that she always wanted to be. And it's because she dedicated her time to learning her. A woman that learns how to communicate with others instead of arguing and making people not want to be around her. Like, that's really what the definition of a good woman is. 1,000,001 different things. But in my words, in myself, I feel like a good woman makes people want to be around her because of her heart. Like, no one wants to be around someone that makes them feel like they're not worthy. And a good woman shows people that no matter where you're at in a room full of 1,000,000 people, a good woman gonna make every person feel good about themselves because of how she presents herself, how she relates to others, her standards for her. So that's really what a good woman is. A good woman, she doesn't even have to open her mouth. Her just being in a room makes everyone feel okay within themselves. If a lady smokes, drinks, parties all the time, in society, we're taught that that's irresponsible woman. But no, I say that's a woman who is young and that doesn't have really many responsibilities. And she's just trying to live and find who she is. Like, that's the first stages of kind of finding who you are as a woman or as a person. Like, things like that does not make you a good woman or a bad woman, if you understand what I'm saying. A good woman is based off the inside and what she brings to the outside. It's not necessarily, me personally, I don't smoke, drink, none of that. But just because I don't do that does not make me a good or bad person. It just makes me me. So a good person is really based off of how you treat other people, the qualities you uphold, rather than drinking, smoking, things of that nature. Some people will probably classify a good woman as a person that is covered all over, a God-led woman. But what people don't, I've been in the church for years, and I've seen a lot of people that I know that at home they're not God-led. So just because a person presents themselves in public's eye like they're just a good person does not mean that they're a good individual. Because like I was taught years ago, the devil sits on the first pew. And if the devil can sit on the first pew, anybody can show up to church a certain manner. But just because they say that they're godly does not mean that they follow in Christ and is a good person, if you understand what I'm saying. A woman in a turtleneck is not a good woman. Just because I wear, I don't know, shirts like this or crop tops and stuff does not make me a bad person. The way a woman dresses does not define who she is as a person, because some people might like the flashiness, or some people might like to be covered up. Some days I want to be covered up, some days I don't. And as a woman, I have that right for me. What society tells us that is a good woman, that is not true, because no one can tell you if you're a good woman or a good man or a good person. Only you know in your heart, and only God will honestly know if you're a good person or not, because we can put on a mask for society, but we can't put on a mask for God, if you understand what I'm saying. The person you are on the inside eventually gonna come out. And that's always how it is. What is done in the dark, as they told us so many years ago, what is done in the dark will eventually come to the light. A person that does the goodness of her heart, a woman that does the goodness of her heart, that's gaining. That's a woman that is good, because when you do it out of the kindness of your heart rather than because you want someone to give you an applause, a good woman, a wise woman, she does it because she wants to in her heart. She doesn't have to go on social media and tell them what she did. She doesn't have, if she fed the homeless, she doesn't have to go brag on social media and say, "Ooh, I fed the homeless." Because one thing you did, you did it for society rather than you did it for the kindness of your heart. That's what a good woman does. A good woman shows up and shows out when the world needs her. She shows up and shows out, because God is up in here. Just because a good woman is not what you think she is, does not take the goodness from her. I call that an admirable woman. I call that a God-fearing woman. I call that a motivational woman. I call that a woman, an admirable woman, because I hope that I can reach those standards one day, because even I feel like people like my grandma, my godmother, to me, they do no wrong, but I know that in their life they're fighting battles just like anybody else. But one thing they don't bring to society is bad. They handle that on their own. And I feel like one day I hope I can reach that type of status, that I bring a light to people, that I bring a different type of feel to people. And that's what a good woman is. A good woman doesn't put her problems off on other people. Like, you can talk about your problems, but you don't have to treat people wrong because you're going through something, if you understand what I'm saying. A good woman is a good listener. She's caring, she's patient, and she doesn't look down on people because they're different than her, or whatever the case might be. She doesn't judge a book by its cover. More so, we all know what that meaning is, because I know I've judged a few people just because. So a good woman, she's motivational. She speaks life into people. Like they said, God put the word in the word. God was the word and the word was God. I think that's how it goes. But God put the word in us. And I'm the type of Christian, I don't believe everything in the Bible. I'm sorry. And I won't really go religious on here because it's not really my stature on YouTube. But my religious preferences or my religious beings, I have a YouTube for that, and I'll explain that if you want to hear my side when it comes to religion. What does it mean to be a good listener? You focus on the person who's speaking rather than basically just hearing the person out. Like really like tuning into what they're saying, instead of somebody could be talking to me and I'm like this. Like, that's not being a good person, because you're not really listening to what they're saying. Not looking down on the person really mean. Basically, that means that letting the person know, showing respect, letting them know that there are important things of that nature, because nobody is better than no one. At the end of the day, I don't care how much money you got. Nobody's better than nobody, because everybody, we lead the same. I'm not going to say we all go to the same place, because that I don't know. But we all bleed the same. So at the end of the day, the riches and the poor, we're all the same, because I swear before God himself, poor people will give money before a rich person will. And that's sad to say. And I pray that one day that'll be changed, because I pray that when I get to that stature, that I'll still give back, that I'll still give my tithes and offering. Some people might not believe me on that, but tithes and offering to me, that means giving back what God gave to me, more so. Not being stingy, not being picky, not believing that because I got more money that it can't be taken away from me, more so. So staying humble. I know I'm saying if you understand what I'm saying, but do you understand what I'm saying? Like, a good woman is made over time. Nobody woke up a good person. Little baby, that's the only innocent being that God ever created. And then when society takes over, it kind of takes away that goodness in that little bitty baby because that baby was so sweet. But then society broke a part of that baby. What does caring mean? Basically, caring means showing kindness and concerns for someone else, letting them know that everything is going to be okay, that you respect them as an individual, just bringing out the light in yourself and bringing it and putting it on others. Patience means staying calm in a difficult situation, because me have no patience, and I'm working on that because sometimes I react in a way that I shouldn't, because when society pushed me down, sometimes I feel like I can't get back up. So as a good woman, you learn over time that you might get pushed down today, but that every time you get pushed down, God is only molding you into a better creation. A good woman, she is her own admirer. She's her own role model because she created a personality that she's proud of, that even herself she admires, because she's a woman with grace. She's a woman that stands up when things are wrong. She's a woman that a lot of people can't admire. That's why a good woman, she's her own role model, because she sees the good in herself. That woman is a Christ-like. Finds her strength, her attitude in God, and that all of those things come out in everyone's presence. So when people are around her, they feel good, because her attitude is warming, her personality is amazing, and that's basically what a good woman is to me. She is a woman that doesn't judge others on what society has taught her to judge people on, but what she feels in her heart that person is like. Because I've seen a lot of instances where people have judged people, and I've met those same people, and those people are not like that. In some instances, it hasn't been right, but a good woman learns those things for herself rather than what someone told her. This is my favorite one. Thou shalt not judge thy neighbor unless you want the Father in heaven to judge you. And let me go to Matthew 7:2, my favorite ever verse in history. Okay, so Matthew 7:2 basically simply states that he who judges will himself be judged. If you impose standards upon others, those same standards will be applied to you. And Matthew 7:2 basically, in the same way you judge others, you will be judged, and with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Basically meaning the way that you judge people, also others will judge you of. Or I basically said that I basically just explained that, but that's my favorite verse. Like I've had that dream, Matthew 7:2. I'm guessing like I had that dream in like 2019. I had never, and I can say this, I had never read Matthew 7:2, and if I did, I didn't remember. It came to me in a dream one night, and it was like, yeah. And a very close person to me once explained that maybe God put that on my heart because I had been judging people, or that something of the nature that verse was from God. So it kind of made me realize a lot of things. A good woman carries everyone along. She doesn't leave anyone behind, basically meaning that even when you don't believe in you, she believes in you, because a good woman sees the good in everybody. And when I see good in you, I see good in you. Like even when I'm mad at you, I still see good in you. Like I said, a good friend of mine, we've gotten great over the years. I will say we've gotten amazing over the years, and I'm proud of our growth. But I once told him that he could do anything he set his mind to, and this person, when I say his poetry is out of this world, but he has a voice that no human that I know of has ever had this voice, and we kind of, our spiritual connection kind of was what led us to each other. But I once told him that he should preach. He looked at me kind of crazy. I'm not going to say what he said because he's crazy for it, but I still believe that God one day will bring that spiritual being out of him, because once that man hits the churches and on that pew, I swear you're gonna get a word that's out of this world. And that's kind of, even though he's a male and this is about good women sees good in their like males. They find the greatness of that male. They find the goodness in people that don't even find the goodness in themselves. And that's basically what I'm explaining. A good woman doesn't just notice the good in herself, but she notices it in the people around her. A good woman is molded because of the people around her. A good woman learns who she is because she's noticing all the outside factors. Because even though a good woman doesn't listen to society, some parts of her understands society. She understands that she wants to be better than certain things. Like, she doesn't feel like she's God or whatever, but she sees everybody. She sees everybody where they're at in life. And a good woman knows who she is. A good woman knows that her voice is meaningful. A good woman knows her standards are more than what society gives her credit for. A good woman knows that she doesn't have to show her body to get love. Because a woman, and this is not, and I go back to the dress thing, it's not saying that the way you dress makes you not a good woman. I'm saying in a sense of, a good woman doesn't have to be naked to be found attractive, more so. A good woman doesn't have to be naked to feel like she's loved. A good woman knows inside and out that even with clothes on, that she's a beautiful being. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the way that you dress is basically defines you as a good woman. No, it's the way that you present yourself to people which makes you a good woman. She carries herself in a respectable manner. Avoid petty, let people get her out of her character. And I just had a few, like I can tell y'all, I had maybe a week ago, I let somebody get me out of my character, and I felt it. Like it was like a part of me leaving my body, more so. And usually I don't let people get me out of my character, but it was like something that hit home. Like it was, but even then, a good woman knows who she is. So even then, I shouldn't let myself get to that stature, because at the same time, when you let yourself get like that, people think, oh, now I got her. Now her true colors are showing. You don't ever let a person get you out of character, ever. I don't care if they hit home. You don't ever let a person get you out of character, because one day they gonna get what's coming to them. Karma is a B word. Karma is really, so you don't have to do nothing. That's what I be telling baby. You don't have to do nothing, because one thing about it, those people gonna get it. And when I say they gonna get it, they gonna get it hard. Driven with ambition. She's a woman that does not get jealous, because she knows what God made for her. God only made it for her. So more so, when I'm saying that, I'm saying that nothing that God gave to her can be taken from her. It's only made for her. She's appreciative. She's okay with what she has. She admires what God already blessed her with, but she also is trying to make herself a better human being. She's trying to make her a better her. Not for worldly things, but it's basically only for her. Like, she's trying to find who she is. Like, every day a woman is growing into herself. From the age of 1 day old to the day that she died, a woman is still learning herself every day. My grandma is 72 years old and she's still learning herself. So basically meaning, like, a woman grows every day and she only gets better. She only gets better. And so the woman you see today might not be the woman you see in 20 years from now. And I pray to God that the woman I am today is not the same person I see in 20 years from now. But thank y'all for watching this video. I really hope y'all like the video. Advice videos, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hard for me because it's kind of hard to give people advice when most of the time, like, I'm just sitting here. Like, it's better to do like sit down videos when it's like things that happen to me or something like that. But I really hope y'all like this advice video. I hope y'all take note to these. And if you're a guy, I really so I forgot this one. A good woman, she stands up for people that can't stand up for themselves. And that basically means that when she sees something that's not right, she speaks up on it instead of just saying, well, it's not me, so it doesn't matter. And I pray that I can come to that stature, because there was a moment that I had the time to talk. I'm not gonna even lie, but I think society, we don't say anything because we're scared. But in reality, you have a voice, so use it. And a good woman, she'll use it with no second thought. Like, she'll use it. Guys, if you're looking for a woman, check out these qualities. And if you're reminded of that woman when you see this video, it's time to wife her, because she's wife material. She deserves that title. And women, if you see these qualities and you don't have these qualities, or you do have these qualities, you can grow and build yourself to these qualities. You don't have to say, oh, well, I don't have these qualities now. We're still growing every day. So if you don't have these qualities, you can have these qualities at the end of the year or tomorrow, because you're growing every day. So thank y'all for watching this video. I hope y'all stay tuned, and I hope y'all got a lot from these videos. Stay tuned for Vlogtober day 7, which is tomorrow. I love you guys. Have a good night, because it is 7:19 after I'm recording this video. So have a good one. I love y'all. Stay safe. Stay with your mask on. And I'm out. Bye, guys.